Hi, everyone. It's Krista here. I'm the minister at Churchill Guildford United Churches, and I just wanted to reach out and say hello and reflect a little bit on the last month of my ministry there. It's been awesome. I wanted to thank everyone in the community and everyone online as well who has supported the ministry and is watching the videos or reading information that we're sending out. And this community is full of heart and full of spirit. I have witnessed people doing amazing things. Just yesterday at Churchill United, in a spirit or a Christmas for Kids, as they're known, it's a registered charity, and they came to Churchill United to prepare a dinner, like to prepare foodstuffs for families, over 40 families. And I got to be a part of that and see and witness just what they do. Amazing work by Marlene and Deborah, Anne and Bev. Just wonderful people, just doing amazing things. These people are truly saints here on earth, and it's very humbling to see the outreach and how joyful it makes the families when they're coming to speak with us. One boy was pointing up to the tower and of the church, and he was really excited. He was about 3 years old, and I said, there's a bell in that tower, and you can ring the bell. And his eyes were so wide. And so, yes. And then, of course, Deborah, I think, said, "Can I come to church and ring the bell too?" So I said, "Yes, you can make a lineup and everyone can ring the bell. So maybe we'll do that one Sunday." So I just wanted to say thank you for everyone for all of that. It's been really um, powerful for me as a new minister to see the sense of community and just how close everyone is. Everyone, you seriously know everyone's name and everyone is there for you. And that's a really big part of church, even more so than the sermon or anything that I have to say. It's really powerful. So I encourage you, if you're feeling alone or if you're feeling isolated at home, to reach out. If you can't physically be there, maybe there's somewhere closer that you can go. There's a lot of churches in the Innisfil area as well, and I've met all of the ministers, almost all of them now. They're wonderful people. Truly, I have to say, I feel a part of something that's so much bigger than myself, and I'm really excited and inspired about the future. So I hope you will join us in whatever way that you can. So, I'm going to also just reflect a little bit today on what we're going to be talking about this Sunday. It's actually Thanksgiving, right? So, I wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to you. And we're going to reflect on something that's in John this time. And it's Jesus's teaching. He has just fed the 5,000. So, he's blown everyone away and given them bread to eat, physical bread. And sometimes we have physical needs. We need the bread of life. We need to be able to eat and have our basic needs met. And we all have that as human beings. And that can be a very humbling and vulnerable experience for many people out there when we experience, food scarcity and um, food insecurity at this time. And I know a lot of really great people who are doing work in that area to make sure that everyone has access to food. And we are continuing our food drive as well at the church for that purpose. But beyond that, the teaching is also talking about a spiritual food. Have you ever felt that feeling like something is missing, and maybe you do have your needs met? Maybe you have a wonderful family. Maybe you do have a beautiful house or a car or a job. And maybe the physical things aren't really the issue. It's something deeper that's missing. That's what Jesus is talking about when he says to the people, "I am the bread of life. And those who take from me will have infinite life. They will live. They will have a vitality that is very special. Something that you can't buy in a store. It's something that you can't eat with your mouth. It's something that nourishes us from the inside." When the Israelites were traveling out of Egypt, they were wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. God gave them the manna from heaven. So it was like this little wafer that came floating down from heaven, and they were able to sustain their physical bodies while they were traveling and facing tough times. Well, Jesus is doing that too here. He's feeding the 5,000 or the 4,000, but he's saying, I'm here for everyone. I'm here to feed you forever. I'm here to give you the food of life. This is something that is intangible and spiritual. What does that mean? What does it mean? What is this bread of life that he's talking about? It may seem very intangible, but I've personally experienced this very deeply. As a spiritual director, someone that's traveled around the world working with people on retreats, and as a meditator and someone who prays and someone who also does healing work, I've experienced miraculous moments where the Spirit comes through us and we feel the presence of God directly. This is something that Jesus was trying to convey here in this gospel, but it's something we can experience today. It's not just then, it's now. And I know that some of you who know me probably know what I'm talking about if you've worked with me. It can be really life-changing to experience that Spirit physically in your body. You can feel sometimes energy. Some people heal from emotional trauma. Some people suddenly don't feel so alone. They feel joy again. They start to connect with their communities. I even had one woman who was experiencing chest pain, and she was going to her doctor, of course, but I didn't know about this. And after our healing work in a circle, she came to me and said that the pain was gone. And that was for like 2 weeks later. She said it didn't come back. She still did all the things she was supposed to do, of course. And I always say, please, we all need to go to our doctor. But I'm just saying that Spirit is such a powerful force, and it does give us what we need. Sometimes it touches us physically, and sometimes it touches us emotionally. It might heal a relationship. One man that I worked with had a really tough time with his father, and his father was in his 80s, and he just wasn't the kind of man who could express his emotions very well. I know some of you may be able to relate with that. And in the work that we did together, just the two, over the time, he reported back to me that suddenly his father had a softness about him and started to be a little more kind and started to support him in his dream and what he wanted to do. And that client eventually began this amazing thing called Woodfield, which is a place for kids with cancer to come and have a camp experience outside in nature. So I felt so blessed to be a part of that. And the Spirit can work in really amazing ways. And it also works in community with people. It's expressed as love. And love or appreciation, just thanking and appreciating people, is another powerful way that we can experience this manna from heaven, this spiritual blessing. And I hope that you this week will start to think about that. And as you reflect, meditate, or pray, or just hoping and asking for that spiritual life, if you will, to come through you and begin to experience this for yourself. I hope that you will be curious and become aware of this life force, this energy, this love that comes from God. And I would love for you to come out and meet us personally if you can. And if you can't, please reach out. I'm on Facebook, and you can reach me through probably the links that are provided by the community. So I hope that you will reach out. And thank you so much for listening. And I hope to speak to you soon. And bless you and have a wonderful week, everyone. Enjoy your Thanksgiving and see you soon.